This next game is called Greatest Hits. It will feature all of us, basically. But Tom and Dave are going to be presenting a compilation album on a profession I'll get from you guys in a moment. And what they're going to have to do is obviously sell it to you using samples that will be provided by me, Jen and Jim. So, from you guys, I need a profession for this compilation album to be on. Like Songs of the Plumber or...
Cabin crew.
Cabin crew.
Oh, aircraft cabin.
Yeah.
Aircraft cabin crew.
Not a spaceship.
We'll return you to the documentary about the hypothesis of how to spot a man with a large penis in the Big Wang Theory in just a few moments. But first, we'd like to sell you this album, wouldn't we, Dave?
We would. Hot damn, Tom.
I know.
It's amazing.
It's absolutely, I am all out at sea with this one. I'm loving it entirely.
Never heard such a mishmash of cabin crew related songs.
I know, it's truly excellent. Now let's clarify, because I think we've already gone in two different routes. When we say cabin crew, do we mean boats or do we mean planes?
Tom.
Yeah?
Tom.
Yeah?
We mean everyone devoted to passengers.
Of course we do! Including the people who work at Centre Parks, they work in cabins as well.
Everyone who's ever had to don a polo shirt against their will.
Absolutely. It's like an organised religion, isn't it? It's just unexpected. People don't want to do it, but they feel obliged to turn up. Which is interesting. It conveniently leads us into what I believe is our first song on the album.
Our first song, do you know, and it's the gospel number about the thing is, your duty is, when you're one of those people, is to keep them safe.
Absolutely.
And to point them to the exits. And
you
nothing says that.
You used to do that. You used to be in the cabin crew, in a church.
I was, yeah.
Yeah, for many years.
Used to go, there we go, there's the exit.
Yeah.
And there's the way to Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah. The way to Christ. That's what I used to do. But this song, the gospel song is the one that I want to talk about.
Tell them what it's called, though.
It's called The Only Way to Safety is Jesus.
Isn't it?
It's like faith being driven like a nail into your wall. It's beautiful.
And I feel though we ought to, you know, keep this energy going, but at the same time something completely different.
Absolutely.
Because you and I have we've always shared one passion.
Which is?
Cockney knees-ups. It's a rarely used opportunity these days, but it still remains our favourite type of music, doesn't it?
Do you know what? I'm coming out about that now. You know, for years I've listened to Chaz and Dave under the duvet. But now I'm loud and proud.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chaz and Dave, Cockney knees up. Let's do it.
Indeed, and it's worth saying that this is one of my personal favourites because you obviously worked in cabin crew. I've worked in cabin crew as well, but I was on a plane.
Yes.
And I used to have to go up and down the aisles just before takeoff, making sure that everybody was ready. And that is why this song is called Stick Up Your Tray Tables.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please. Oh yeah! Only if you're able. Go on, Alan, tell him. We're about to take off, so make sure you put your upwards with your tray tables. That's right. There's a good old knees up. Have a drink. But you have to pay 20 quid for that. Go on to get those trays up. Go on to get those trays up. We're gonna take off soon. Flying to the moon. Now we've got to get rid of those drinks and get rid of that food. Then stop doing that, madam. It's way too rude. Because we've got to get those trays up. Got to get those trays up. Oh yeah. Make sure your seatbelts on.
Every day I'm doing the oil. Every day I'm doing it with style. Put the strays up. Come on, babe, I'll give you my cup. Come on now, get the strays up, bend down, get the strays up, get the strays up. Woo!
Hellos if you need them. If you know what I mean. Hey! And I've got plenty of nuts. Hey? Hey?
Apples and pears. No stairs left behind, is it?
What's that noise? We've left the stairs attached! Don't open the windows no matter how hot you get. Hey! Such and such. Easy, Grandma. How's your father?
Well, I enjoyed that so very much, Dave.
I love that.
Absolutely.
That alone is the reason I buy this album.
Absolutely.
But there's always the dark side.
There is the dark side.
Travel.
Now, you and I, well, you more than me, child of the 80s.
Yes. The
It's-
80s.
Yeah.
The 80s.
Well in for this.
Always a popular time, and that's why lot of synth. Lot of synth. A lot of synth pop in the 80s. It was in many ways the pinnacle of the 70s. Anyway, but one of the things that you used to do at the time was it was back when you were working in holiday camps, wasn't it?
Fucking what?
You were working in holiday camps as a cabin crew in the cabins.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. You're a red coach, in fact.
I was just thinking of all the times that I was a cabin crew, and I felt safest in cars.
Yes.
Obviously, Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
But
Gary Oldman, yeah. Famous actor Gary Oldman.
but
Keep digging, Dave. I'll tell him, shall I? I'll tell him. It's a sensational piece of music, ladies and gentlemen. It's about being a red coat. And it's called Call the Bingo, Send the Kids to Bed.
yeah, that sounds like a lot like the Gary Oldman song.
Call up bingo. Send the kids to bed.
They shouldn't be up anymore.
I was working as a red coat.
I was working as a red coat.
I had been doing it for years.
My coat of red.
I'd prefer to wear a black one with a big collar. There's no choice in madness. My life is this.
That is my life.
One thing that annoys me is those kids at night.
Kids at night. Kids at night.
On the bingo. My life is shut. The pain
I don't enjoy my life
inside me.
Deep down.
The pain, it will divide.
surprisingly dark. For a song that is essentially about children, bingo and redcoats, surprisingly dark.
Weirdly, that's better than most of the goth stuff I've got in my actual record.
It's got quality. Now, as I say, I used to work on the airlines, and specifically I work for Swiss Air.
Splendid.
Yes. Now,
they have little chocolates.
They did have little chocolates. We put them on the we put them on the tiny pillows.
Yes.
And you know how small chocolates usually are on a pillow, so imagine how small they are on an airport pillow. But what we used to do is we used to do one very specific flight that was from Tennessee to Zurich, which resulted in an unusual collaboration of genres when we on one particular occasion when we had a load of people on the plane all at once, which is why this next track is a country song, but with the embellishments of yodeling. It's
the unmistakable sound of mountain throat singing.
There's so few times where you hear these two genres collide together, but this is one of them.
What a collision it is.
Absolutely.
When it happens, Tom.
In this Cabin Crew album is where you can hear it for the very first time. Now, you actually know the title of the song, I'm sure.
I do know the title of this song, and it's called Return Your Tables to Their Upright Position.
Return your tables to the upright position.
It's very cool. What we do? When I was on my plane just the other day, that's what I say.
It's gonna take off very soon. Probably sometime before noon. Make sure your seatbelts are all plugged in. Otherwise you'll have to sit through this awful din.
That's what I said.
We'll be your cabin crew. Tell me where's the loo?
That album is available now at every branch of Woolworths.